Hello students. How are you? I am going to start a new topic today, which is a very big topic and a very interesting topic. That is digestion and absorption. It is a topic in which a plethora of questions can be made and asked. We will be discussing in this topic, we will be discussing all the structures that you need to know right now in detail. Then first we'll be doing the structures, and then we will be doing all the processes involved in digestion and in absorption both. Okay, so generally what I do is I start with the structure, then I go to the process. Today I thought that let's do something else. And what is that thing that we are going to do? I am just going to give you a framework today. I'm just going to give you a framework about what actually happens in digestion and absorption. Just a very basic idea how the food is going, where it is going, okay, and what all things are happening. Obviously, when we are just saying that these are the enzymes that are coming in and pouring into intestine. So when the time will come when we'll be studying the intestine, we'll be obviously studying each of the enzyme in detail, its action in detail. We'll be studying the intestine in detail, the histology of each structure in detail. But right now in today's class, I'm just going to give you an introduction of the chapter. Okay, so let's start with it, and I will try to make it very interesting. With always I say biology, zoology, botany, it's incomplete without diagrams, and especially in human physiology, I just love to teach with diagrams. So now, without wasting any time, let us start our chapter. Okay, so first, what happens? First, I'll not even tell you the definition of digestion today. Okay, so it's just a fun session today. We're just drawing, we're just imagining things. We are human beings, we can imagine. Okay, so without wasting further time, let me start. Right, so this is the tongue, the palate cavity. Okay, and from here we'll be studying all these structures in detail. Okay, never think that I'll not teach you anything that was required and I did not teach you. Don't ever think so. Okay, I do a lot of research in what is coming, what can come. So this is what I am drawing. This is stomach. Okay, this is stomach. So first things first, this is what? This is tongue. So we will study tongue in detail with all its salivary glands. This is buccal cavity. We will study buccal cavity in detail, okay, with the palate, teeth, tongue, everything. This is what? This is the nasal cavity. We'll study everything, okay? We have already studied nasal cavity in respiration. We have already done respiration, right? This is stomach. We'll study stomach a lot in detail, okay? And esophagus, we will study esophagus. There's not nothing much, but yes, we'll study esophagus, the structure of it also. These all things we are going to do a lot in detail. Now let us see. So the food that we eat, where does it go? From the mouth, it goes to the esophagus and to the stomach. And what happens after the stomach? It goes to the small intestine, okay? So let me just draw this. What am I drawing? I hope this much you know, because you are zoology students going to appear next year in NEET. I think you know this much. We have been studying this from our small classes. Okay, so this is large intestine and this is small intestine, highly coiled. Okay, we are studying this from our very small classes, but in this class, we are going to study this in a lot of detail, okay? So this is a highly coiled structure, okay? And we'll study about each of the parts. And this, and then there is this appendix, okay? So, enjoying? This is the stomach, and then this is the large intestine and the small intestine, okay? So we'll study all the structures in detail, as I'm telling again and again. And this is basically what is our digestive system, okay? And this is our anus. What do we know from this? It starts from mouth and it ends at anus, okay? And now let us see, you have understood this, nothing much to, nothing much difficult. And there are many other structures involved which are very important. Those are called accessory digestive organs. Like there is this liver, when one of the very important part that we're going to study, and with all its cells and everything, with the gallbladder, okay, with the gallbladder. So we are going to do this with the pancreas, okay. Chalo. So let us label this also. Liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. So beta, you know now that the digestive system starts from mouth and ends at anus. So these are all the structures. That's why I drew it. These are all the structures, and there will be many other like in buccal cavity, what will come? Teeth will come, okay? So we'll study teeth structure, different types of, different types of teeth we will study, sorry. Then tongue, we'll study about, then we'll study about salivary glands when we are studying the structures, okay? So when we are studying liver, we'll be studying the cells. So we will be doing all these things. Now let us move forward and let us see actually what happens, what we eat. Why is digestion important? What we eat? Think. What we eat? What we eat? I think we eat, let's say, think what I'm drawing, okay? Okay, for non-vegetarian eaters. And think, what am I drawing? And why am I drawing this? What is not that important? Why am I drawing this? What we eat? We eat carbohydrates, right? We eat proteins. We eat lipids, okay? And these are what? These are macromolecules. These are macromolecules. Body says, oh, I can't digest those, I can't absorb these. So the body breaks these micromolecules into simpler molecules. And this becomes digestion. This is what? This is digestion, okay? Breaking of macromolecules into simpler molecules is the simplest definition of digestion. So we are not looking currently at the definition of digestion. We are just enjoying our session. So what happens? We eat, okay? Now, as zoology students, let's use a good term to say we eat. Ingestion, okay? What is happening? Ingestion. What are we doing? Ingestion. What is happening after ingestion? Just think, the food is going and then there is digestion, right? Then there is digestion. Digestion starts in the mouth itself with the enzymes secreted by the saliva. Then what happens? Digestion to ho gaya. Now what will happen? What will happen? Think, I'm not writing, I'm just drawing. Ingestion, digestion. When you have digested, the body needs it also. So absorption, the body needs it. So the body will absorb it. Where? In the blood vessels. Where will it absorb? In the blood vessels. There will be the absorption. Okay. So this I have drawn blood vessel. Now, what will happen after it has absorbed? We need to assimilate it. What do we need to do? The tissues need it. So we need to assimilate it. Where? In the tissues. Okay. So ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation. Assimilation you can write. Okay. And then what will happen? The body is saying, I am done. Please take out this food. It is of no use to me now. Okay. I have digested it, absorbed it. My tissues have got it. Now I don't need this food. So what will happen now? Excretion. Excretion, right? So this is what all the books tell you about this 5 steps: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and excretion. Okay, so easy, fun. Now let me tell you some more interesting things, some more interesting words. Doctors are, very good in devising words for easy things. See now, for very easy things, they will give us very difficult words. Let us see how. Suppose this is a person, okay? And suppose this is a person, and I'm drawing now this open cut mouth, okay? So suppose these are the open mouth, these are the teeth, suppose, not only 6 teeth, other teeth also are present. And this is the tongue, right? This is the tongue. So now what is happening? Why I'm drawing the full thing, you will know very soon, okay? Why I drew this full whole structure, you will understand very soon. And from here, this is the esophagus, food pipe going down. Okay, this what I'm drawing. Think few things and you should know few things, because I said that after respiration I will be starting digestion. Okay, anyways, what is this? These are teeth. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy question. What does the teeth do? Breakdown of food. Okay. Answer like, a very small child. They chew the food. It helps in chewing. I told you that I'll give you a very fancy word for it. So that's mastication. Okay. So remember this word. We will be coming with this word a lot many times. Mastication. And this is the tongue. So there are some glands present. There is this gland, and then there is this gland, and then there is, these are what? These are salivary glands. Okay, this is a submandibular. Don't worry, I'm just telling you so that when we do the structures, these words don't seem new to you. We'll do all these glands a lot in detail. Okay, parotid gland and sublingual gland. It's below tongue, so sublingual gland. And these are what? These are salivary glands. Okay. I'll tell you the exact coordinates when we are doing salivary. Exact, I'll tell you exact coordinates, exact what they're secreting and what is it helping in. Just enjoy today's session. Now, when we eat the food, after eating, what do? We swallow the food. What do? We swallow. Right? Now, I gave you a very fancy word for for chewing. Now, I'll give you a very fancy word for swallowing. And what is that fancy word? That is deglutination. Okay. So another fancy word, please remember this word. Okay. So now, the food we ate, it becomes into a rounded ball-like structure. What is this? This is that rounded ball-like structure known as bolus. What is this? Bolus. And what is this type of movement that I am showing? This is peristalsis movement. Okay, peristalsis movement. Just for your information, what is peristalsis? It is involuntary movement of smooth muscle. Okay, so just enjoy the today's session. And then what is happening after swallowing? Where is the food going? The food is going in the stomach, right? The esophagus is attached to the stomach, so it is going in the stomach and then to the intestine. And the stomach has when we'll do the histology, we'll see that stomach has 3 different layers of muscles. And what for? They are for, you know, these different layers of muscle do what? They help to churn the food. They help to do, if suppose this was our food, so it's helping to churn the food. These muscles are doing what? Churn the food. Okay, understood? And so what is happening? Why the stomach is churning the food, right? So what is happening is it mixes the food. What is doing? It mixes the food. And it mixes the food with what? It secretes acids, it secretes pepsin, many other things, mucus. Okay, so these muscles are helping in churning or mixing the food, right? So now when it is going to the intestine, then there is this sphincter. Okay, there is this sphincter. What is a sphincter? It is this kind of a thing, involuntary. Okay, it opens and it closes. Okay, and what is this doing? It is just putting the food in the small intestine. So I have drawn this as the small intestine. And once the food gets into the small intestine, the food is not called, the food is called what? It's called chyme. What is this? It is chyme. So after stomach, the food is called chyme. And what is chyme? Chyme is partially digested food. And why it is partially digested? Because now the maximum digestion will take place in a small intestine. So small intestine is very important from exam point of view also, from question point of view also, and from understanding point of view also. So I hope you are enjoying and learning also. So now these are all intestine, curvy and all. So I'm not drawing that. And it continues till where? It continues till ileocecal valve. Ileocecal valve, or whatever you want to say, ileocecal valve. Okay, and then it goes to the what? Then it goes to the large intestine. Okay. So I'm just giving you a framework so that you know that what are we going to do when we are going to do this chapter. Okay, so now what happens? The food goes into the small intestine, and it is also, if this is the small intestine, okay, with the partially digested food, that's called chyle, and there is this, you know, there is this pyloric sphincter that is allowing this, you know, chyme, partially digested food. It's sort of a liquefied food. Okay, so it opens and closes, this pyloric sphincter. It opens and closes and allows some food to enter. Okay, and so now let's see what else is happening. Just enjoy today's session. Then it is also being acted by, this food is also being acted by what? This very important thing. This is also being acted by what? Liver. It is also being acted by liver. And then there is this gallbladder. Okay, then there is this gallbladder. So, and then there is this pancreas also. Okay, and there is this pancreas also with the pancreatic duct. Okay, with the pancreatic duct. So these are the pancreas, and this is the gallbladder. So what is liver doing? This is the bile duct. Okay, so it is the bile duct. So the bile is there, it is pouring bile, okay? It is pouring bile in it. I should not use this, I should use green, okay? It is pouring bile in it. This is bile duct, okay? And this is pancreas, these are pancreatic duct. There are many ducts to learn over here, and they're very interesting, very different kinds of name. Pancreatic duct, just for your little information, to digest lipid, some lipases, to we what else we eat, carbohydrates, so some pancreatic amylase, and for protein some protease, okay? It is pouring into it for the digestion, okay? So now the chyme is getting what? The chyme is getting further digested, okay? It's a very, very interesting topic, and it will take a little time. The chyme is getting further digested. And when we'll study intestine, we'll see that so many times I wrote the spelling wrong. So when we'll be study intestine, we'll see that there are many other brush border enzymes present, and that are helping in the digestion of further digestion of food. So what can be these enzymes? They can be, just for your little information, maltase, lactase, sucrase. You know why I'm telling you? So that when we study, actually you are a little bit aware of what is going on. Peptidase, and you know, these all things actually help in what? Sort of final digestion. Sort of final digestion in the small intestine. So what happens actually, if this is the small intestine, so the food, it gets broken into many tiny bilkul liquefied food, you know, which can be easily absorbed. So now the body can actually absorb this. The body can actually absorb these in this. This is what? This is a small intestine. So what happens in a small intestine? That food becomes into molecules which the body can actually absorb, right? Like what? Like monosaccharides, fatty acids, glycerol, okay, amino acids. So what will actually happen? The absorption of fatty acids is very, very, very interesting. Okay, so what will actually happen? This, if suppose this is the bloodstream, and this is the lymphatic vessel. So what I have drawn this as the bloodstream, and this as the lymphatic vessel, okay? So what will happen? The food will get absorbed over here, okay? And the fatty acids will get absorbed in the lymphatic vessels. We'll do this, and it's very interesting, okay? And now what will happen after the small intestine? It will go into where? It will go into the large intestine, obviously. After small intestine, through ileocecal valve, it will go to the large intestine. And what is there in the large intestine? What is there? There are what? Think. There are trillions of bacteria. Okay, what are these? What I'm doing, all these things, these are trillions of bacteria. Okay, many bacteria. And what are these bacteria doing? They are helping in fermentation of food, and whatever little digestion is left, they are helping in that thing. Okay, so if suppose these are the colon cells, okay, suppose, and this is the mucus. These are the colon cells, and this is the mucus. Then here are the bacteria, okay, which is digesting the food that is already come from intestine, already digested, and these are all acting upon it, okay. So, and finally what happens? Finally, the food is excreted, okay. Finally, the food is excreted. So this is what is actually we are going to study, and I am just taking this much today, and from tomorrow we'll be starting with the structures, okay. So tomorrow we'll be doing buccal cavity, and we will be doing teeth, buccal cavity and teeth, and tongue also, so that it's, you know, there's a sense of completion. So in this digestion and absorption, each video will be a little long because there are many things to explain and I cannot end it abruptly, okay. So take your water bottle, sit, eat properly, sit, and then study, okay. So let us just revise. You know, I really enjoyed today's session. So today was digestion and absorption. I told you we'll study structures and process in detail. Today we just did the framework. We started with this, drawing this. This is a nasal cavity, buccal cavity, tongue, salivary glands are, we'll also, in which we'll study salivary glands, liver. This is the gallbladder. This is the esophagus. From esophagus, it goes to stomach, pancreas, then small intestine, large intestine, and anus. And then salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Okay, so the alimentary canal is what? From mouth to anus. And what is it doing? What we eat. Then we asked a question to ourselves, what we eat. We eat carbohydrates, proteins, lipids. What are these? These are macromolecules. We need simpler molecules so that the body can absorb. And what is that called? Is called digestion. So we just gave fancy words to the things we do while eating: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and excretion. Then we saw these, you know, teeth. Chewing is mastication, swallowing is deglutition, peristalsis. And then we saw like what is the food in the stomach, why these have a different histology. The stomach has different histology because so that you know, this these muscle layers can churn the food and mix the food, okay. And the small intestine ends at ileocecal valve and goes to large intestine, okay. Then we saw what the liver and gallbladder, they are, you know, when we'll study liver, it will take a whole, you know, it will take a whole one lecture of liver and gallbladder and bile, okay. And liver, gallbladder, bile, and pancreas I'll do in one session, and that will be one of the very important sessions, okay. So we saw this liver storing bile, gallbladder is storing it, pancreatic duct, it is also pouring lipases, pancreatic amylase, and protease, and the chyme is getting further digested easily. Now we said that intestine has some other enzymes, brush border enzymes. Why? Because of the final digestion. What are these? These are maltase, lactase, sucrase, peptidase, and many more that we are going to do. And then we said, like in the small intestine, the food molecules become which can be actually absorbed, like monosaccharides, fatty acids, glycerols, amino acids. Then we said that everything is getting absorbed in the bloodstream. The fatty acids are getting absorbed in the lymphatic vessels. Then the food is going to the large intestine where there are trillions of bacteria. And what are those doing? They are fermenting the food. And then finally the food is excreted. Okay, guys. So it was very nice. And then I told you that next is buccal cavity, teeth, and tongue. So I have prepared the questions for respiration, but only yesterday we have finished. So I'm giving you time. Study the chapter well in advance. I have prepared a lot of questions, and once I will be taking a question session also. So guys, stay home, stay safe, have fun. Bye-bye.